Vroom, 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 vroom. Honk, honk. Get in, losers. We're going struggling. Vroom, 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 vroom. Hey guys, welcome to another Ride and Struggle Bus, wherever we listen to Triangle. Today I have our final league game of this season of the NAOL. We are 2-2 going into this game, and we're playing against somebody. This is our third time playing against them, and we are 1-1. Both games have been pretty close. I suspect this one will be fairly close as well. This is going to be a slower video, right? A slower game. Hopefully there's good commentary in there, but sometimes when I get deep into the think tank, I don't do as much commentary as with the bus ride games, but hopefully we'll get there. As per always, I'd like to thank our opponent for playing us tonight. I'd like to thank you guys for watching these videos, and I'd like to thank my Patreon subscribers for supporting the channel. So let's go see if we can get 3-2 in this league. Okay, let's go finish this league with a winning record. We are both 2-2 going into this game. I'm not going to do a cross game. We're just going to go see if he wants to get mini Chinese. He doesn't. He wants the 3-3. We discussed a lot about 3-3s on my Discord this week. So that's fun that it popped up. Okay, so he has ignored the approach. That's perfectly fine. We can come back to it later. This is a more forcing move than that, but this is fine because this is going to face a stone that's difficult to develop off of, as where our stone is going to face a stone that's better to develop off of. You know, this is kind of awkward for white, because white doesn't really want to build off of the 3-3. So what are we going to do? We're probably going to double approach. I think that's what we're going to do here. I've been studying the variations a little bit on this so that I am more comfortable with the outcomes here. Okay. He chooses to attach that stone. That is fine. We will extend here, and I'm just going to push. We'll just do this variation. White will descend, and we will play this diagonal. White should attach at C15, or there's lots of options, but most common is attaching at C15, at which point we will Hane. And then white can play D14. Okay, so normally they're supposed to play D14. So I think we can go take this Atari. And then I think we can actually leave this. One nice thing that this Atari does is it opens up this cut. We're not going to take the cut yet. I want to get this group stronger first, because when we take this cut, we lose a liberty. So let's go play J17. That helps fix this. It also moves in the direction of a higher stone. So since there's a 3-3 stone over here, a lower stone versus a 4-4 stone, a higher stone, you want to develop in the direction of the higher stones, approach towards the higher stones. And so that's what we're going to do here. But we get both out. We get both sides. Okay. Yeah, I think we just want to play here because the cut is still there. Then the cut will be fairly annoying. We certainly don't want this cut into Atari nonsense. So we will just extend, make this group nice and strong. It's got a base. There's still the cut, which he needs to take care of. So the question is, can we Tanuki? Can we leave that group alone, the D13 group? I think it's okay. And so the question is, do we want to do something with this corner or this corner? 4-4 is flexible. 3-3 is low. But I'm considering just playing the 4-4 so that we can build some strength towards this while keeping this low. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to press the 3/3 stone. This is not Sente, by the way. White can absolutely Tanuki this. But typically white will respond with either of the two pushes, and that's fine. Okay, so we will go in the direction that white is trying to move. Okay, and so white goes this way. We can play the Hane, which I might do. We can also play the turn. I just want to block. I think I just want to block and see if we can develop off of this group. It still keeps white low. If white wants to push from behind on either second line, I think that is perfectly fine. So that is what we are going to do. Well, this is a move that I don't know. He played that really quickly, though, so this is a move that he knows. I was expecting the Hane. Let's see. So what happens if we play here and he cuts, we Atari, and then we can go and make the trade? And so then we trade a big side for a big side. Because I don't want to play this. He gets the Atari, and then we connect. That seems pretty terrible. So I think we're obligated to play this. And he cuts, we Atari. He descends, or extends rather. We probably Atari again. He extends, we capture. That's tough. That's tough. We can't play here. Simply can't do it. Like, this is a trick move. Okay. I may have to look this up afterwards, but there's no way. There is no way it is this move. We have to push through, and I guess sacrifice these two for this one. It seems like a reasonable exchange. I feel like this is what we have to do. Let's do it. Yep. And we will Atari on the outside. And the question is, do we want to Atari again? And I think so, because if we play here, white's going to get the turn. So might as well play this, but then we're giving white fifth line territory. But I still think it's pretty important here. So let's play that. And then, let's see, we can't play here. So now we have to go and capture this stone. So interesting exchange there, but there's still some Aji with these two stones. So yeah, so white turns to close that Aji. So we end up getting this in Sente, which is pretty nice. So now we've got this top right corner. I think we're fine here. This group's nice and strong. This is strong enough. You know, white will invade eventually, but you know, is it worth doing something now? I don't think so. So I think we want to play on the more open area, which is over here. I'm considering just playing on the star point, being perfectly honest. We could develop off the corner, but I really don't want to play a third line stone over here. I think I want to play a fourth line stone. So we'll just go grab the star point over here. This seems reasonable. Okay, and so comes the 3/3. Which way do we feel like developing? I think we want to develop towards the higher stone. So I think we'll push this way. I think this is the more developable area. We can also look to take the corner back and give white the Panuki facing this strong group. Yeah, I might actually do that. Play here and do the double Hane, give white the Panuki and we'll take the corner back. Yeah, I think that's good. So let's do that. We'll go play here and we'll do the double Hane. Not much commentary there. We were just following the Joseki. I love this move. Big fan of this move. We have to play here. And now white can push. White can invade here. White does push. We cannot double Hane here as much as we want to. So we can play here, and then white will Hane, and then we have to extend. But that seems reasonable. We can also just ignore it or just jump here. Okay, so we are firmly in middle game now. And so we want to look at where the weak groups are and where potential is. There's a weak group over here and some potential, but I still just want to leave that for now. There's good potential here, and white's got good potential on the bottom. I think I want to invade here before white gets a move up here. Because if white gets a move around p8, threatening to go in and building this, it's a bit much. So I'm going to play m3 and see what we can do to invade this area. Hopefully this isn't too early of an invasion here, but it's only going to get tougher from here on out. So having the p3 group there will help quite a bit with giving us somewhere to run for, to help build iSpace. So let's see how our friend responds to this move. Okay, and so he responds by connecting. That is perfectly fine. We will go and connect to the other stone. When you invade, it's helpful. A helpful strategy is to attach to the strong stones. These aren't weak stones, so we're allowed to attach them. This isn't breaking the rule of attaching to weak stones. Okay, so we can play the Atari and then go threaten to connect to that corner. Okay, and so he Atari's there. That's actually fine. I'm just going to connect underneath and just treat this as a reduction. This is perfectly fine. We can start this ko whenever we want, which is nice, but we don't need to do it right now. And so the question is, where is there more potential, on the right side or the left side? And that's a tough question, but the left side does have a potentially weak group here. So I think it's more important to develop this area. I don't think we'll be able to secure this with one move. And so I think we want to play a move around here on the left side to help strengthen this weak group. It's the weakest group on the board. And so I think we want to deny our opponent any good tempo plays on us. So let's just play here to develop and defend the left side, and we'll see what shenanigans our friends can find now. We've got this top group that it's fine, right? Mainly because we can play something like L17 or H15. Okay, so our friend takes the Hane, done some reading. We need to protect this area. S15 is the move to worry about, or S14, and both of which are answered well enough with Q14. So that's what we're going to play. Okay, so white pushes. I am sure I have to assume it's just extending is the move to do here. And so that is what I will do. I will just extend here. Pushing from behind while I'm getting fourth line stones. I'm happy about that. He is building some strength towards this group. That's potentially going to be his target, but the group's pretty strong. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what his angle of attack there is going to be. If he pushes like something like H15, I just get the Hane at J15, which is fantastic. I can also play L17, and if he plays L17, then I just come out. And so that's what we're going to do. We are just going to come out. I've been looking at this group for a while, knowing that I kind of had Miai with H15 and L17. So yeah, if he's going to take L17, I'm just going to come out. If he Hanes, I'm going to Hane. But that group's in pretty good shape. And at this point, I think I've got more points on the board I've got big potential on the sides. Nobody has any potential in the center. The center is going to be pretty much a wash because we both have a fair amount of influence. So I think it's just a matter of, can I hold on to the potential that I have on the left and right side? He's got the top left corner, but that's only 9 points. He's got the bottom side, which is quite large. The bottom is big. Okay, so he comes to reduce the right side. That is fine. So we can look at the attachment, or we can look at splitting. I'm leaning towards splitting, because if we play here, he'll be able to develop this. And if we play here and he Hanes and then cuts, actually maybe that's okay. We can play here if he Hanes and we play here, he cuts. We just go take this variation, or we can just jump out. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to attack. I initially wanted to play p6, but I'm not sure what that gets us. No, it definitely, because there is potential for white here. So playing this way breaks into that potential. So maybe that's just what we want to do to ensure that this middle turns into nothing. I am considering r8, and if he plays the Hane, I would cut, and if he Ataris, I would double Atari, let him capture, and then connect on the outside. That is something that we could consider, because then he's not alive, is he? Tough choice. Okay, I've been thinking about this move for way too long. I'm looking at r8. I'm looking at p6. And I think I'm just going to play p6. I think I'm ahead in points. And so I just want to make sure that that white doesn't get too many points over here. This pretty much ensures that the middle is just going to be all dame. Though I was very much considering r8 with the variation where if he Haned, so if we play here, I wish I could mark up the board. If we play r8, he plays r9. We play, so it would be if we played r8, he play r9, we play q9. If he Ataris, we get the double Atari, and then go and take the outside. It's a fun variation if you don't know it. Okay, so he bumps in. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to connect here. This is this makes instantly makes his group heavy, and we're nice and connected now. So I'm a big fan of this because now there's a heavy group to go after. I thought for sure he was going to jump. And now if he jumps, we get the bamboo breaker, which is pretty awesome. So, so he does jump. I think we're just going to take the bamboo breaker. It's a great move. It kind of forces him to take bad shape because it turns a cut on there. So let's go play this. It threatens the cut, and it moves in the direction that we want to move in. Okay, so sure, this connects, right? Because now if I play here, he can Atari, and then but then we get the squeeze. I think I'm just going to jump. I think this is awkward enough shape that we can just jump out and continue to go make sure that this doesn't turn into too much. If white wants to do something like k6, then I'll just go and build the left side. So I think anything white tries to get here. I don't even know if we need to respond to this. I think I'm going to, though, because now if we get now when we play this, if we get the turn at q9, it threatens to kill this and it threatens the cut. So so yeah, so let's see, does that change anything? Okay, so white Hanes, I'm trying to figure out if q9 still works, but there's still some risk with there's still a lot of Aji with S14. So I'm going to go play this. We can look at q9 later, because again, it still threatens the cut. And so it forces white into some pretty awkward shape. So there we go. So that's fun. That's fun. So we can just connect. Yeah, this looks great. Forcing white into some really awkward shape here. There's still S9 for later. And so, okay, so white protects that immediately. But yeah, that's great. That's great. I think we can Tanuki now. I don't think we need to answer this at all. We can continue. I guess we can continue pressuring this group and chase it as we develop the left side. That might be an okay thing to do. So let's consider that, shall we? If that's the case, is it better to block this way instead and just naturally build this? Yeah, I think just blocking the important direction, right? This is kind of a direction of play thing. The next important area of the board is going to be this left side. And so we want to stop white from going that way. We want our stones to move that way. That is fine. That is fine. Yeah, we will play here. We are fairly obligated to connect here. The question is, do I just want to connect like this? I don't think so. I think I just want to connect. So let's just connect. White still isn't alive. White is alive now? Question mark? Yep, I think white is alive now. But that was pretty painful for white, honestly, letting us get these outside stones. So I wonder if a move like G7 is just big sadness on this board for white. So I think it is. Maybe now's the time to go start this ko, but I don't think so. I think playing G7 is just larger. So let's go play it. This looks to further develop the potential on the left side, while also giving us some strength to poke at something like H4. Yeah, that's lovely, actually. Okay, I don't want to get surrounded here, so I think I'm just going to extend. I'm considering jumping, because that will also work. Sure, let's jump here. I think that's better than just extending. If white wedges, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I'm going to respond to this. These two stones are not big enough to care about right now. So, what is the biggest area on this board now? It might be the center. Silly me saying that the center was going to be Dame this game. I don't think that's the case anymore. So, yeah, do we just want to look? Is it craziness to play this move? Is this just insane? Okay. So these two stones, they're under attack. Do they affect the life and death status of any groups on this board? No. Do they have any meaningful follow-ups? Also no. Are they simply worth enough points to save? Also no. So let's go develop a bigger area. Let's play a move like this to reduce the potential here, grow the potential here. We do have to worry about a move in here. So maybe this is bigger, because then we can play, this threatens to play this, which is a fairly obnoxious move. So yeah, actually, let's do this. It threatens J4, which is a pretty great move. And this closes white's entrance into this area. Well, okay, then we will follow up on our threat. We will absolutely follow up on our threat and play J4. It's important that if you play these moves and you're like, hey, this came with a threat, you need to follow up that threat. So that is what we're going to do. So a little bit of mutual destruction here. That is fine. I will connect here. So that's pretty good. That reduces white's largest territory on this board. And so now we can play here. No, I think we can just push here. Yeah, clunky and gross shape. Um, but okay. But again, it's just continuing to reduce the large area on the board. Maybe I don't like this move in hindsight. It's not Sente. I played that move too quickly. Something in the center is probably larger. But this took away a lot of white's points on this board, or at least undid what white gained on the bottom here. Okay, not surprising. I do think this was probably a little small, but let's see. So I think what I'll do is just play this peep. It extends this territory, and I'm looking at K18. It's a reasonably big move. I'm also looking at B14. At a certain point in time, B14 is going to be big enough to play. Is it now? I'm unsure. But it does come with a nice follow-up. So you want to know what? I actually am going to play B14. It's endgame, but it's big, and I like the follow-up that it has. It's worth noting this shape isn't fully alive yet, and white's surrounded on the outside. So a move like B18 is pretty scary now that B14 is taken, and we have the peep at G14 to strengthen this, threaten the cut. Again, white's surrounded, so white's going to struggle. If white has to find an eye in the center, I don't think white's going to be too happy with that. So okay, so now I'm pretty sure the corner is alive with the painter's corner +1. Let's go take this. Just this. I just want the shape move. I just want to force the connection. And now we can look at. I think it's too early for K18. I think something like M14 is probably a little stronger. So let's go look at M14 just to reduce this. See if we can build some points here. I just did some quick counting. I think we're up by about 10, and that's with me getting nothing in the center. So if I convert any of the center to points, then we should be in pretty good shape. I may have also not counted any points here. So we might be well ahead, but I tend to be really terrible at counting. So there is that. But I think we'll be okay here. So now we can go play this, because that threatens M16 to connect to either. So that looks like a pretty annoying move. And then I'm going to consider something like H10. Just see if we can get like 6 more points here. Sure, let's go do that. See if we can get any points in the center. Even if we just get like 6 points here. Oh, I like that. That actually gives me more than I was counting. I was expecting there to be a little more play at S5. And then if we're able to save these 2 stones, that's going to be pretty damn huge too. Okay, and so he is attached to a stone. I think we need to respect that quite a bit, actually. So we are going to play this Hane. My group is not 100% alive yet, so but doing this lets us connect up, which is pretty good. I think let's see, do we want to extend or just connect? I think extending is fine. I want to connect. I want to connect. So Ihane's, I'm looking at the connection or the extension. I'm just going to extend in this situation. I don't think this cut is particularly scary. I think this cut is potentially scary. So that's something we definitely have to be mindful of. But down here, I think we're okay. If he cuts, I'm probably going to Atari and then extend. And if he plays here, I can connect And then if he Ataris, I can Atari and connect this way. So I think we're okay there. I'm willing to give up a few stones here to get what looks like 8 more points here. So that's pretty good. S6 is a fun move that I would like to be able to play. Let's see. Yep, we'll respect that reduction and just block here. Save the points that we have. So we're quickly getting into endgame. A16 is big. T6 is big. Potentially P9 into the Hane. That looks pretty big. Yep, that is a perfectly fine move. That makes this a little scarier. So I think I'm going to play something like this just to make sure that we can stay connected. But what is the best move? This is the cut that I care about. So are we playing this? Is this the move? Or do we just want to play this diagonal because that threatens to surround that stone? I think that's probably the way to go. Yeah, let's play this diagonal, which threatens to surround that stone, which would not be good for white. And then we can look at just playing K18 maybe to get some more eye space while reducing the points that white gets there. But we'll see. We'll see how white responds to this. But I think I'm pretty comfortable. I think I'm comfortably ahead. Hopefully my counting is not too far off. Okay, that is fine. We will extend, and we'll extend here. And I think that probably fixes us fairly well here and gets us a lot of points in the center. That's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, oh, is that 10 more points? I can't believe we ended up getting points in the center of this board. That's really surprising. Yep, we will absolutely block that. I'm a little worried about L14. I'm not quite sure how to respond to that yet. I might give that stone up if he plays L14. Because I'm still a little worried about this cut. I don't think that works. I don't think that works. Can't I just Hane here? I think I can just Hane here. I don't see what I'm missing. There's no way that works. There's no way this works. He only has 2 liberties. He is not, and he can't get more than 2 liberties. Okay. So do we just extend, or do we just capture the stone now? Oh, there's some trouble. There's some danger here. Because if white plays S15 and I play here, and then white pushes and I block, there's a double Atari here now. Oh, so I think I just need to connect. Which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, I think I just need to connect or play here. I think connecting is the safer option. So that's what we're going to do. There was still some Aji there. That's wild. Yep. And if we extend, okay, we'll just, okay, we'll go and, yeah, white got us a little bit here, and that's okay. That is okay. Let's go play this Sente move and connect. And let's go play this pretty annoying move. Sure, yep. We will connect. I don't know why I'm not playing K14. K14 is really big. Yeah, that's fine. We will play this. I think K14 is larger than Q1. So let's play this and let's recount. Okay, we are in Biyoyomi now. We've been there for a bit. So this is the end of the commentary. I will see you guys at the end of the game. Okay, so here we are at the end of the game. We ended up winning by 5.5 points. But he wrecked us in Yosei. I was up when we were here. When I started Yosei, and I was like, oh, now that I've got the center, I'm okay. I was up by 15 points. So he ripped 9 points away from me, which was pretty solid effort on his part. I felt comfortable this entire game. I was getting a little worried at the ends. I think the big question on this game was how to answer this move here. Interesting that AI is saying this is bigger than I thought it was. So let me turn AI off for this. So I was considering playing here, right? And if white plays this, we play here. If white plays this, we do this. White captures, we connect on the outside. White's not in trouble here, but we lose a lot of points to get the influence versus how we played it in the game. But I was really happy once white bumped and then let us get this. From here on out, I felt like I was in pretty good control, so I'm happy with how this went. I do find it interesting that even here, AI said that this was bigger than I thought it was. So maybe this was worth going after. The issue that I saw was this didn't feel like Sensei. Maybe it is because white has to capture. I don't know. AI obviously knows. But a fun game nonetheless. I'm curious how you guys would have responded to this. Do you agree with? Let's just look at the local response, right? Maybe there are other. Maybe this isn't even big enough to respond to, but let's look at the local response. I'm curious. How would have you guys responded to this move? Would have you connected? Would have you jumped out? Would have you tanuki'd? I guess that's obviously an option. So let me know. Let me know what we would have done here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This ends season 14 of the NAOL. We ended 3-2. It's not too bad. I don't think that'll move us up in the brackets. I really want to get to the next bracket and just get my butt whooped. But I would have fun doing it. So we'll see. We'll have to wait 6 weeks for that, though. That's how long it takes for the cycle to go. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Either way, thank you guys for coming out for another Ride and Circle Bus Where every wheel is empty triangle. Have a good one, guys.